In 2025, information is no longer just something you consume. It's something that consumes you. It knows what you fear, what you desire, and what you'll click before you do. And if you think propaganda is just something from dusty history books about wartime posters and government speeches, you're dangerously mistaken. Today, propaganda has evolved into something more invisible, more personalized, and more addictive than ever before. Digital propaganda. It doesn't just tell you what to think, it shapes how you think. It doesn't just change your opinion, it rewrites your reality. And the scariest part, most people have no idea it's happening to them. In this video, we'll unravel the dark psychology behind digital propaganda in 2025, why it's so much more effective than the old methods, how it's fueled by AI, algorithms, and behavioral data, and how it's subtly reprogramming societies across the globe. The shift from broadcast to micro-targeting. For most of history, propaganda was a broadcast. One message, one image, one speech. Everyone saw the same thing. Governments used posters, radio, and television to push a unified narrative. But that came with a limitation. If you didn't believe it, you could reject it. And if enough people questioned it, the message lost power. Fast forward to 2025. Propaganda no longer needs to be one size fits all. With the treasure trove of data we willingly hand over every day, our search history, our social media activity, even our voice commands to smart devices, propaganda can now be custom made just for you.
Keep your voice down, please. Keep your voice down.
Did you not?
How many?
This is where micro-targeting comes in. An algorithm knows your political leanings, your personality type, your emotional triggers, and even what time of day you're most vulnerable to influence. If you're an optimist, it might send you hopeful messages about a politician's bright future plans. If you're a pessimist, it might feed you fear-inducing stories about the chaos that will happen without them in power. And here's the kicker. The person sitting right next to you might be receiving the exact opposite message, tailored perfectly for their psychology. There's no single official version of events anymore, just millions of parallel realities, each custom-built to win over its target. The AI propaganda machine. The old propaganda machines needed armies of writers, editors, and speech makers. In 2025, that's been replaced by AI systems that can generate thousands of pieces of persuasive content in minutes. AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't take weekends off. It can pump out emotional videos, memes, articles, and fake breaking news stories around the clock, all optimized for your attention span. Deepfake technology has become so advanced that an AI can create a perfect imitation of a world leader, making statements they never actually said. Even scarier, it releases multiple variations of the same narrative, tracks which version gets the best engagement, and instantly pushes the most effective one to millions of people. It's propaganda on autopilot, a self-learning system designed to manipulate at scale. This means propaganda in 2025 isn't just faster, it's smarter. It learns what works on you personally, then doubles down until you don't just believe the message, you feel like you discovered it yourself. Emotional hijacking, the psychological core. Propaganda doesn't win by presenting facts, it wins by controlling emotions. Human beings don't make decisions logically, we make them emotionally, and then justify them with logic afterward. Digital propaganda exploits this with surgical precision. Fear is the most common tool.
Fear induces closed-mindedness.
Fear grabs attention, bypasses rational thinking, and pushes us into fight or flight mode. Once you're in that state, you're far more likely to accept simple black and white answers, even if they're false, because your brain craves certainty. But it's not just fear. Propaganda also uses anger to create us versus them narratives. It uses hope to make you feel part of a grand mission. It uses nostalgia to make you long for a past that may never have existed. And in 2025, your emotional triggers aren't guessed at, they're measured. Algorithms know exactly which tone, image, or phrase will get the biggest emotional reaction from you, the death of a shared reality. One of the most dangerous effects of digital propaganda is the collapse of a shared reality. In the broadcast era, even if we disagreed on interpretation, at least we were reacting to the same events. Now, two citizens of the same country can live in completely different informational worlds, each convinced the other is delusional. When every group has its own facts, its own heroes, and its own villains, society starts to fracture. And fractured societies are easy to control. Instead of uniting to challenge those in power, people are too busy fighting each other. This is not an accident, it's a feature. Divided populations are distracted populations. And in 2025, digital propaganda is the perfect tool for creating division while making it look organic. Case study: the real-time war of narratives. Imagine a sudden political crisis, a corruption scandal, a violent protest, a cyber attack. Within minutes, multiple competing narratives flood the internet. AI-generated videos show different culprits, different motives, even different victims.
Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark.
Some are designed to inflame one political group, others to enrage their opponents. Meanwhile, bot armies amplify each narrative in separate online spaces, so each group feels validated in their outrage. By the time fact-checkers arrive, it's too late. People have already emotionally committed to their version of the story. This is the new battlefield. Wars are no longer fought only with weapons. They're fought with stories. And in 2025, the side with the fastest, smartest propaganda machine often wins before the truth even has a chance to enter the fight: the addiction factor. Here's a chilling truth: digital propaganda doesn't just spread like entertainment. It is entertainment. Memes, viral videos, emotionally charged TikToks. They keep you scrolling, liking, sharing. Each interaction tells the algorithm more about you, which makes the next propaganda piece even more addictive. It's a feedback loop. The more you consume, the more personalized it becomes. And because it's disguised as relatable content, you don't see it as propaganda. You see it as just the truth, or just common sense. Final thoughts: how to resist in 2025. Escaping digital propaganda entirely is almost impossible, but resisting its pull starts with awareness. If a piece of content makes you feel an intense emotion, stop and ask yourself, who benefits from me feeling this way? Check multiple independent sources, especially ones outside your usual bubble. Talk to people who see the world differently, not to argue, but to compare realities. In the end, the fight against propaganda isn't just about finding the truth. It's about keeping the ability to look for it, because once you surrender that, someone else will define your reality for you. And in 2025, that someone probably isn't who you think.